this is it. My long-awaited trip around the United States of America. I'm going to do most of the lower 48 states in a clockwise fashion.
Morning. Going to Vancouver.
Around the cars to the front of one.
Okay.
First things first is to get off Vancouver Island, cross over through Vancouver, and get to the border crossing. I'm actually just recovering from COVID. I was going to leave a few days earlier, but I needed time to recover. I'm feeling good now, but I'm still a little weak, to be honest, so we'll have to see how it goes. I'm actually now at the Peace Arch border crossing, but I had to stop in Tsawwassen Mills to pick up some waterproof boots. I was going to do that before this trip started, but COVID just kind of knocked me out for a while. Okay, I managed to get a US SIM card at the Bellis Fair Mall. I'm off the freeway. I'm now in the North Cascades, heading towards the mountains. And this is probably a good time to show you on the map what I intend to accomplish today. Most of the morning was spent getting out of Victoria, taking the ferry across to Tsawwassen and crossing the border. But once I got down to the North Cascades Highway, Highway 20, it was a great trip out to Pearrygin Campground on the lake. Now that I was on the North Cascades Highway, free of most of the traffic and able to just sail along by rivers, mountains, tons of trees, the magnitude of this trip and what it would entail started to dawn on me. I'd be gone about 2 months, and that's about a month longer than I'd probably ever been on a motorcycle trip before. It's daunting but super exciting. I'm really looking forward to seeing what's different as I cross from one area of the States to another. Well, you know, it's probably been 15 years since I've last ridden this road. It's kind of in a remote area, and there's other paths that get you in the same sort of direction. But man, is it beautiful here in the North Cascades. I think the last time I was here was probably about 15 years ago, and I was going the other way from east to west on my way home from a long trip. And I remember I was wearing a summer leather jacket, and I had my passport in my breast pocket on the inside, and it was absolutely pouring rain, which is common in these mountains. And I thought, you know, it would probably be fine because of the thickness of the leather, but it soaked right through. And when I got to the border, my passport was completely wet. And that was where I found out for the first time that you really do need to keep your passport in excellent condition. The border guard mentioned that they might not let me in because the passport was damaged, in their words. And they wrote me up for it, and I had to get a replacement passport. And during that process, I got flagged so that if I had damage to my passport one more time within a certain period of time, then I'd have to come in and have an interview and explain what's going on. I don't really understand it, but I guess it's something to do with security and that kind of thing. Anyway, I've always carried my passport inside a plastic sealed baggie nowadays, just to give it that rain seal, and haven't had any problems since. All of that is a little bit ironic because on this trip it was fires. There were fires everywhere. Here is actually the fire crews, all their vehicles. And out here, there were some fires, and this section here, it was only about 5 miles long, about 8 kilometers. We were told, you can see some smoke there, we were told no stopping on the highway. So you're allowed to drive through, but you're not allowed to stop. And sure enough, some of the fire, not very much, was right near the road. So we're very thankful for these forest firefighters. There's so many of these fires these days. Yeah, here's an active crew looking over this section. It's hard work and it's dangerous work. So we're very lucky to have so many people do this stuff. Of course, the last thing you want to see is a fire when you're out in the woods on a motorcycle, especially a big one. Fortunately, these firefighters have kept everything down, but here's a sample just ahead. Yeah, there's a shot where you can see a fire. It's right on the side of the road. That's a little scary because it was seemingly uncontrolled, and who knew if it was going to flare up. But the firefighters in the area, and I'm sure they knew what they were doing, and they had a lot to do. One of the great things about carving your way through the mountains is you get some really neat turns, and here's a good one. This is right near the Kangaroo Temple trailhead, and I'm getting close to my destination of Winthorpe. Yeah, just a beautiful road here. So nice.
Well, here's my camp spot for the night, Pearrygin State Park. And it's got a nice little spot. The motorcycles in the parking area. Over here is the lake. I'm at the edge of the park, I guess. So the park is going all down in that direction. This is the picnic area. And then that's a private resort over there. There it goes for a ways. Pretty nice area. I'm just here for the night.